Good morning, everybody. Today is September 7th. Dr. Vuong here with your quick COVID update. Not much to report in numbers. A lot of places did not report so because of the holiday yesterday. I will tell you, though, don't be surprised what you're going to see. All of this college football games, fans in the stands, this whole pride BS about, not breaking a sellout record and things like that. So fans are packing into stadiums and they're going to leave with the COVID. Trust me on this. And football season starts here in a couple weeks, and it's going to be a hot mess. Now, I want to talk briefly about this MU variant, MU variant. And it's not much for you to get worried about right now because I will tell you there is sensationalism in the news. So they want to talk about how it could be possibly evading the vaccines. It's more contagious. You see these headlines. The answer is we don't really know. And yes, it's here in the United States. And it has spread, Colombia to the first time I heard about it, it had been spread to like 7 countries, then 17 countries, and 43 countries now. And it's here in the United States. It's here in Houston. There was an article about how the MU variant has been confirmed here in Houston because we have one of the world's largest medical centers. And so they actually do testing. Oh, I get this question a lot. Like, how do you actually know if you get a variant versus wild type SARS CoV-2? Answer is you don't. When you get tested for COVID, you're testing for RNA fragments or antigen would be testing for a protein, and PCR is testing for strands of RNA, and it only tests for the part of the COVID-2 that makes it coronavirus COVID-2, but it doesn't actually test a variant. In order to know whether or not you have a variant, you actually have to put it into the lab, try to grow it, replicate it, and run genetic analysis on it and see how different it really, if it's one of these variants. So what they do is, and they've done this from the beginning. They only sample about 10% of the cases and randomly sample. And through the magic of statistics, you can then interpret if you do this random sampling, you can extrapolate that to assume a certain percentage is going to be positive. So that's what happened with the Delta variant. It started off as 10% of the cases, and then 50% of the cases, and now it's like 98% of the cases. And here in Houston, they have definitely found the MU variant here. But will it ever become the dominant variant? I mean, no one knows for sure. But reality is, Delta has a strong hold, man. It's a bad player. It's a bad player as it is, and so, and it's still got It's still got half the country to burn through, and you're starting to see it. It's making Delta is spreading up through Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York. I don't think the Northeast has really had a Delta surge yet. So that's on its way, and we just had surges. So you see South Dakota, Wyoming, Chicago has not. The third largest city in America has not had this surge yet, and those numbers are coming up, and they'll continue to increase the further out we get from surges, and I'm not optimistic about all of these football games and college campuses and return back to school. And and not only college football games, but don't forget, we are crazy about high school football games too. We have high school, it's called Friday Night Lights here in Texas, man. There was a whole TV series about it because, man, they love their high school football, and it's just craziness to me. We can't just put this down. It's not the same pandemic as last year. This Delta surge is not the same pandemic as last year. And anyone who keeps quoting old studies, old papers, old stuff, it's a whole new world right now, and we have to be safe and be careful. I've fully vaccinated here, gone back to wearing N95 masks. I think as the fall proceeds, if there's more people who are starting to sneeze because of the flu or the cold, or in my case, it's allergies, I'll probably don on the face shield again. Or, we've pretty much stopped indoor dining. We are cutting back on outdoor dining even. We absolutely have not been doing museums, indoor things, indoor events, no movies, no theaters. I haven't done that for most of the summer. So I encourage you, it's levels of risk mitigation. You got to protect yourself. And the more layers, the more things you can do, the more successful you'll be at mitigating your chances. All right, I'll see you again tomorrow for another COVID update.